Good morning, Mizzou fans. Welcome to PM in the AM for March 5th and a borderline must-win week for Missouri basketball. I'll break it down here in just a second. Want to remind you that we are brought to you every single morning here on YouTube by Cornerstone Family Medicine. If you're tired of high deductibles, ridiculously expensive insurance, not being able to get into a doctor, you need to go to cornerstonefmclinic.com. They offer in-person and virtual memberships that can supplement or replace that insurance across the state of Missouri. They'll give you unparalleled access to a provider on call 24/7 after business hours. They can guarantee you get in that day or the next day. Again, go to cornerstonefmclinic.com to find out more about getting a membership. Okay, back to Mizzou basketball. I don't want to term it a must-win week for Missouri because the simple fact is Missouri's in the NCAA tournament. It's achieved more already than most of us thought it would. Like worst case scenario for Missouri is a 6 seed, maybe a 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. So look, all good so far this year. But that Vanderbilt loss on Saturday, or if you want to go back to the previous Saturday and pick the Arkansas loss, either way, if Missouri had won one of those games, things would look quite a bit different. But man, those kind of hurt because things didn't really go Missouri's way across the SEC or nationally last night. Texas A&M beat Auburn. That means Missouri's going to have to go 2-0 this week to guarantee at least the 5 seed in the SEC tournament. Now, look, does the 5-6 seed really matter? Probably not. Missouri can't realistically finish higher than 4th. There's a way they could get to 3rd, but Tennessee has to lose at home to South Carolina. And they can't finish worse than 8th. That involves Missouri losing 2 games this week. If Mizzou wins at least one, they're the 6th seed. But A&M beating Auburn didn't necessarily help Missouri. And then nationally, Arizona won, Oregon won, Purdue won in a blowout. Some of these teams that Missouri is kind of in the mix with for an NCAA tournament seed got big wins. So to maximize, to get to that 4 seed line, which I think is still possible, I think Missouri has to go 2-0 this week. I think that's out the window if you don't go 2-0. You definitely, I think, have to beat Oklahoma tonight. Like, you need another road win. The road neutral record's still not going to look great, but you've got to go win that game. If you finish with 3 straight losses at barely in the tournament Arkansas, at barely in the tournament Vandy, and at maybe not in the tournament Oklahoma, it just doesn't, like, I think in that case Missouri's in danger of maybe even slipping down to a 6, especially if Kentucky comes in here and wins. So huge night for Missouri basketball. Still a lot of things on the table, maybe not quite as much as was on the table a week ago. But Missouri, a lot to play for. But this game against Oklahoma, I think, absolutely huge in determining Mizzou's postseason fate. So appreciate you joining us. Drew Kings in Norman will have full coverage of the game tonight. And I'll talk to you here again tomorrow morning after the Tigers and the Sooners.